open. Yeah.
What everything is being spent on, because that's where my heart
You thought it was too much
I don't
competition?
think I can. No.
It was research, which teaches you basically how to rate.
Social want to serve as aspect of the club, right? So are they like
Get longer, and they're in mainstream.
Classes are now closed because the schedules.
Welcome to another episode of Panther Pod. Today we are joined by the Jordan Running Club. Members of the club will be part of the LA Marathon on March 20th. Welcome to the show. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Let's start with you.
My name is Samantha Perez.
I'm Christian Mendoza.
And I'm Miss Gomes.
So what motivates you guys to run such long distances?
Well, the adrenaline that runs through my body is like what keeps me going. Like my passion for running is what really motivates me.
I've always been a runner since middle school. I love it because it helps me focus and it feels good when it's done.
So Miss Gomes, why did you start the running club?
I started about 14 years ago, and motivation came from when I ran my first marathon at the age of 19. And it was a really empowering experience to be able to go through the training and the challenge that it provided, and I really felt that it kind of gave me the gusto to do other things in life because I knew I could manage that distance and training. And so it really inspired me to start the running club because I wanted to share the feeling, that finisher feeling, with others.
So you talked about training. What kind of training do you guys do?
For our club, we meet 3 times a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, and then our long runs are on Saturdays. So we train up to 20 miles for our long runs. Mondays tend to be more of a speed workout, and then Wednesdays are kind of a midweek long run tempo run. So we meet 3 times a week.
So is the club just preparation for the marathon, or do you guys do other races?
We do a number of other races where you usually fit in 2 half marathons and an 18-mile race into our training season, in addition to the marathon.
So what was your guys' favorite race?
My favorite race would be the first one we did, the first holiday marathon. It was a half marathon. It was 13 miles. But it was really cool because everybody was dressed up.
The holiday half marathon in Pomona because it felt the easiest one.
Is there anything you guys don't like about long distance running?
What I don't like about long distance running is when you hit a wall. Like you need to overcome that wall. So you need to still push yourselves even though you're really tired. You need to continue being persistent with your pace.
Running up the hills they always get me, and it always slows me down.
So after one of these races, you guys need time to recover. So what does that look like?
It's very stressful because you're weeks on the bed from being sore, and so it's hard to get back up again because for not running for that long is quite difficult.
Yeah, definitely. The key is icing and foam rolling, really, because your muscles hurt so much after.
What's critical to recovery is getting some good nutrients back into your body and getting a good meal in, and also some icing for recovery and foam rolling, just flushing out the lactic acid and get moving.
So do you guys have any good techniques or strategies you use to keep running so that you don't get winded very quickly, anything like that?
I think it's really important to one, train how you want to race. So if you want to race fast, you got to train fast and you got to push, and that's the idea of training, is to see what your body can do, what you're capable of, how much you can push, when you should pull back. And I think it's really important for kids, anyone running, to find a steady pace, find a comfortable pace that you can maintain, that you're not sprinting and then slowing down, but over the long distance, a steady pace that you can maintain. And for me, music, something in my head, also helps to keep me going.
Running your own pace, that's the big goal. Never focus on anyone that's around you, but just focus on yourself. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. I try to match my breathing with like the way I step, so it helps me like push myself more. And, like the more mileage I go, like I keep my breathing consistent and like my pace the same.
What's like your favorite song to listen to while running?
It has to be Eye of the Tiger. It's
a classic.
Pretty good song to get pumped up.
Yeah, I like that song. My song would be Dreams and Nightmares by Movement.
Okay, I'm gonna be weird, and I like show tunes so from Broadway musicals and such. I like all genres of music, but there's a few that like The Greatest Showman and some from Rent that that really get me going.
So how do things like body mechanics help you to run?
Well, it's crucial. it's fundamental. The form that you have and the form that you can maintain throughout, especially over a long distance. I think we could all agree that over the later miles we start to hunch, we start to get our shoulders up at our ears, and it's about maintaining that posture, dropping your shoulders, and your arms. If you want your legs to go, move your arms too. Get your arms going.
Yeah, like around miles 20, it's like mind over matter at that point. You need to push your body past limits you don't think like you would reach, like because your body will start tensing up, like your shoulders will start like crouching to your ears, and so you're recommended to drop your shoulders and like start like moving around a little bit and like staying hydrated so your muscles can relax a little more, and like keep your arms pumping. So if your arms are pumping, your stride is more likely to stay consistent.
Efficiency, especially in the later miles, like you're low on energy already, and so that when you compromise your form, you're wasting more energy and you're going to get more tired. So it's about efficiency and finishing those miles and trying your best to maintain your form.
So what does nutrition and meal planning look like a week before a race?
I'm just going to admit that I'm horrible with this, and Miss Dilsid should be here because she's the meal planner and she's the nutrition expert on this. But it's, kind of getting your energy stores, we always go for carbo load dinner, of course, that's the long distance runner thing, but making sure that you're hydrating throughout the week, protein, carbs, building up the energy stores, but I think also not just with nutrition, but getting rest, making sure that your body is rested and ready in that last week. So you've put in the miles training, you're not really running much, or you're tapering down. That last week is real light, but it's about the other elements of preparation, getting your mind right, getting your energy stores right, and your rest. I guess there is like a sweet science to it, but it's I don't think you want to do anything outside of what you've been doing. So it's like, the week of or the night before the big race, but you don't want to change anything up at that point. And so that's why, training over the long term, you're practicing your running, but you're practicing your nutrition and what meals work for you, what fuels you during those long runs, so that the night before race day, the week before, like you know what's going to work for you, and so you'll be best prepared.
So what's your guys' favorite meal after a long run?
2 large peanut butter pancakes of syrup, butter, and a nice cup of coffee on the side.
Nice.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I like to eat some fried chicken, salad, and like rice.
I'm horrible. Some Cheez-Its, some Cuties, some cookies, a candy bar, and then somewhere I'm going to find a good meal in between there that's probably going to be some fish with some rice.
So how are you guys feeling with the marathon only being 2 weeks away?
I'm excited, but also really nervous at the same time, because this is my first marathon, so anything can happen.
Yeah.
So hopefully it goes well.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with Chris. I'm very nervous, but I'm really looking forward to it. This will be my 3rd marathon, but my first one in high school.
Yeah, definitely nervous excitement. I think once we get past the 20-mile run, everything feels good. It's like we've put in the work. We're ready. Now it's just get it done.
So what kind of advice would you give to anyone that is thinking about running a marathon?
I would definitely start off slow instead of going to high mileage, and then start at your own pace, listen to music you like, and like drink water and find like a running partner. A running partner really helps like you to keep pushing yourself.
Give it a try. Try something new. It's a great way to stay in shape, and just take one block at a time. Perfect.
I like that, yeah. Find a club, find a partner. That's the beauty of this, is running and supporting each other, and it's just one foot in front of the other, one block at a time, 1 mile at a time. It gets easier, and then all of a sudden we look back and we're like, oh, it's only 8 miles today, no problem. So it's a good feeling.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Panther Pod.
Go
Panthers!
It's open. Yeah.
What everything is being spent on, because that's where my heart is.
You thought it was too much
I don't
competition.
think I can. No.
It was research, which teaches you basically how to rate.
Social and service aspect of the club, right? So are they like
Get longer, and they're in mainstream.
Classes are now closed because the schedule